You kind of maybe had some other plans going on. I'm going to give the viewers a little intel. The PRI show, in my opinion, is where relationships are made. Like, people can say they go down there to drink, they go down there to party, and we may or may not have done our fair share of that at the PDRA banquet together. But I truly feel like there's a ton of drivers that could have been invited to this event. And while probably 150, 200 of them, I may be exaggerating there slightly, but are worthy of being in this race that Wes was putting on. And I know personally, working with and for Wes for the last 8 years or so, that this is a huge stressor that he's had. But if anybody knows JT and I, those of you who watched episode 2, JT was my last guest, where we talked about you actually Friday from Bradenton before you won that 100K. And we, over cocktails, decided, JT and I, that we were both going to absolutely put our neck out on the line and get you to the World Series of Pro Mod. Now, I'm a coattail rider. People say it all the time, but I have hitched my giddy up to you from the start. Oh, dang it, I was going to bring it. I've never bet on drag racing in my life, and I bet on you on Friday morning, and I won $20. The guy who I bet totally forgot, came, found me on the starting line, and gave me that $20, and I was going to wave it here in your face. I've been saving it. But the reason that I bring that up is that talking to you and seeing you at PDRA and seeing your passion and what you were doing for the sport, it was a no-brainer in JT and I's opinion. And while JT and I's opinion may not matter too much to us, I think that we got through to it. And I want to talk a little bit about leading up to the World Series of Pro Mod, kind of on a personal level. I don't know how you were with talking to JT, but every time an invite came out, I get a text from Spencer Hyde. What the heck? Am I really going to be in it? What's the deal? You kind of had a plan to maybe run Top Fuel, which is a far cry from the door car world, at the Gator Nationals before that. So give us a little insight to where your head was at, balancing licensing in the Top Fuel car and kind of waiting on this elusive invite to the biggest, richest, whatever my shirt says, Pro Mod race in the history of the known universe.
Yeah, it was a little stressful. Every invite that came out, like you said, it wasn't my name, and not that I was disappointed, but I guess in a sense I was. I was really looking forward to this deal, and I knew we had a car that could compete very well down there. So I was, just hoping that, especially making those connections at PRI with you and JT, that you guys could pull some strings and get me in, and obviously it did. But leading up to that, before I knew I was in, I had been in the licensing process with the Paytons in the Top Fuel car. I made a run in Toronto, and so this was always kind of on the schedule to come down before the Gators and finish my license, and we got guests.
That's all good.
Anyways, you had to finish my license before the Gators and possibly run the Gators. And then when it's kind of early January and I hadn't heard from Wes yet, and I had been talking to Todd Payton, and I literally called him on Thursday morning. It was like 11 o'clock, and said, "Hey, I'm good to go for my license, and I'm gonna, commit to the Gators here. Let's go do this." And you text me an hour later and said, "Hey, I think you're going to get in." And I'm like, "What?" I need to know. So anyways, I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on. And you're like, "Okay, I'll talk to Wes and he'll let you know." And that was the longest day of my life. That was Thursday at lunchtime, and Wes called me Friday at lunchtime with the invite. So I was checking my phone. I don't think I let my phone out of my hand for that 24-hour period. But anyways, it was exciting. We got in, and then I had to call Todd Payton and say, "Hey, listen, don't mean to screw things up for you, but I just got invited to World Series of Pro Mod, and this is a pretty big deal to me, and I'm gonna have to pass on the Gators and go to World Series. I can't do both." He said, "No problem. I got a few other guys that want to drive the car at the Gators. We'll get you in the car whenever it works for you." So anyways, all worked out. That we weren't ready to go either. Like, the car was apart. I had no engine parts. So that was a bit of a scramble getting everything together, but the boys kind of kicked it into gear, and some parts guys helped us out and got some stuff shipped to us right away, and we were able to make it, which was great.
Why? A lot of people would think Top Fuel is the pinnacle. Like, I'm a door car girl. I think Top Fuel is cool. Would I ever get in one? Absolutely, hell not. Those things are crazy. But people think that that's the pinnacle. People ask Erica all the time, when is Erica going to move up to Top Fuel? And I don't really see it that way, but I see why a lot of the industry does. So when you have those two options on your table, you've got Top Fuel at the Gator Nationals, which is one of the most prestigious races, and as you saw, sold out crowd, like crazy cool action. What was it about the World Series of Pro Mod, and why was it so easy for you to make that call?
Uh, because I've worked so hard at our Pro Mod program over the last 5 years. I run with a volunteer crew, or mostly volunteer crew, and we do this as a hobby. This isn't our job. We all have full time jobs, and we spend a lot of nights and weekends and after hours working on the car and honing this program to where we can go run with the best in the world. And so we're pretty proud of that. So when I got invited to World Series of Pro Mod, I just said, this is what I want to do. I want to go showcase that we can do this, and I guess we did a pretty good job of it.